Another thing I want to talk about, since we don't have a lot of time, is the update that you mentioned earlier, from going from rune stones to rune skills,
Yeah.
and basically wiping all the rune stones, and they're just saying that's not gonna happen anymore. So here you can explain a little bit about what it was, what it looks like at least.
All right. So what it was as they've had this skill calculator on their website for a while now. Pretty much you choose your skills and then you choose one of the rune stones. Now that skill calculator is pretty much useless now because the rune stones change. The rune skills you pretty much get them. You unlock it at a certain level. So like the lowest ones would be level 6. We're actually able to see them on the beta now because it's under level 13.
Nice, so you can mess around with them.
So, well, we just get the first one from most of the spells. So, it pretty much you choose the skill and then you choose which. It's like a secondary stat underneath it, and you just choose which one you want.
Okay.
So, it's kind of like a checkbox, you know. You choose one of them.
Gotcha. So there's no more in the future. What it had before, the system before was you're gonna go out into the world, and I think like by Act 2 in normal, there's gonna be like you're gonna see the first rune stones, which they're gonna drop off of random mobs, and they might not. They'll like there's like 5 different colors, and
Yeah.
you might not get the one that you wanted for the skill that you wanted. So it'd be like farming to get your build right, which for me, I mean, like, I guess it's with Diablo, since it's so randomized, I could understand it, but I honestly kind of like this system better because it's not so, like, wishy-washy. It's not like, oh, I got owned by a barbarian in PvP because he had all the best runes that they just happened to drop for him at the right times, and my barb, didn't have the right runes because they just didn't drop for me. Like, it just seems like an unfair advantage almost.
Yeah.
Like it would
Well,
have been, but would have become.
Diablo's always been the item game. Uh, it's just, one of those things. You can never quite get the best items because even in Diablo 2, you had the unique items, but the best ones were always the rares. Because you can have the stats of a unique and more stats, or you can have combinations that you can't get on a unique. Like
Oh, gotcha.
common ones were on amulets, for example. You would always want cast rate or attack speed combined with strength or dexterity or both, and life. And no amulet has that. No unique one, for example.
Okay, understood.
Now, uh, going back to the rune skills, the other thing is on the old runestone system, they actually used to have rune levels. It went up to 7, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's 7 like tiers or just levels. Yeah.
Yeah. So what the skill calculator was based on the level 4 runes. So the numbers that you would see in there, level 4 runes. But they no longer have levels now. It's just a set. It's all based on percent weapon damage.
Yeah, yeah. I think they took the like affixes to the skills at I think either level 4 or level 5, the rune stones, and basically put them into the rune skills. So they're basically just a set. So they're not as they're not going to be the best that they were going to have, the rune stones, but they're not going to be like the level 1s, which I'm guessing are going to be like joke amounts of
Yeah.
damage increase or control or whatever the rune skill or rune stone at the time would actually change the skill to. But yeah, so that's basically what rune skill system is now, or rune stone change to rune skill system is now. I
Yeah.
personally like it. There's a lot of people that are raging about it on the forums, but you could basically find anywhere where people rage about basically anything. Um, and so, yeah,
They just want the game.
yes, they do. And so many people, especially the people that aren't in the beta, they're like, "Oh, I want the beta so bad." It's like, it's only an hour of gameplay, and it's only to level 13. Like, you're not
Yeah.
missing that much. And there's also there's a lot of coverage of it, so they're not missing anything. They can see it all.
Yeah, I mean, they've even made posts on the saying on the forums, on the Blizzard forums, saying that the people that were in the beta are getting an unfair advantage. Well, everything that they do, somebody's filmed it on YouTube.
Yeah. So
I
you'll be able
mean,
to do exactly the same if you
yeah, they're
want.
whatever advantage they might have had is gone in the first 10 minutes, and they might not even be on at when the servers go live, you know?
Yep. It's I don't know. I think there's some competition out there that I've never really gotten into. It's like the whole PvE thing, and I mean, there's gonna be crazy people that get to max level really fast and beat Inferno first, and they're like, oh, world first, Inferno kill of Diablo or whoever's the end boss in the game.
Well, it's got to be Diablo. I mean,
I
come
mean,
on.
yeah, I
It's
would think
Diablo.
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
the game's like named after him. Okay, sweet. So next subject we're going into is the "You Will Die"
You
YouTube
will
video.
perish.
You will perish. You will die in Diablo 3. Video that they posted. Uh, it was like last week or something like that. Um, that they posted this. I personally don't agree with it because I think there's going to be some crazy guy out there that gets the game right out of the box, beats it on normal like a joke, goes into like either just goes into the next tier or goes gets a hardcore character, beats the game on normal again, then goes all the way through Inferno and soloing everything, and then he's gonna post on the Blizzard forums or like tape it all or something like that, put it up on YouTube, and then say, Blizzard, I beat the entire game and I've never died. What? And just say, haha, I proved you wrong. What do you think?
Well, from they showed us a video where they had four players from inside the Blizzard network,
Yes,
their
yes.
employees. Of course, we don't have the luxury of going past the beta content at this
Oh,
time,
lame.
fortunately. Yeah. So they were actually at a nightmare boss, and it wasn't even a main boss. It was just like one of the other unique monsters, and there was four of them in Nightmare, and they kept wiping over and over. So I think it's like Blizzard was saying, it's definitely possible to solo Inferno, but just going the first time through it with no items, it's I'm not gonna say impossible. I don't like to use that word, but it's very, very unlikely. It's just not gonna happen.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll definitely see. Yeah, like I mean, I'm gonna die. I'm probably gonna die normal. Like Skeleton
Yeah, I
King's
know,
just
right?
gonna go there, smash my face. I'm gonna just cry, and then I
I
need
mean,
someone
yeah.
else to help me through it. No, hopefully not.
It, it kind of reminds me of when they first came out with the Annihilus charm on Diablo 2, the Uber Tristram, where you're pretty much fighting Mephisto, Diablo, and Baal at the same time, but they're
Holy
like
cow!
souped up. They're like souped up versions on crack, and just from being in their area, they all spawn a bunch of monsters.
Oh gosh.
So I can, yeah, just imagine the first time going through the Ubers, not expecting it, just getting spammed with skeletons and Venom Lords and archers, and it's just stuff like that's why I don't think anyone's really gonna go through Inferno the first time without dying because there's so many things unexpected. Once you know the game, it's possible, but
Yep.
not the first time.
I don't know, man. There's some crazy people out there. So well, I would be stoked to see if some guy just all of a sudden just pulls out. Guess what, guys? I beat the whole game and I've never died, and I'm playing a hardcore character, and like, what's up? And he's never bought anything on the auction house or something like that. I think that would be crazy. It'd be kind of sweet to see. I won't be that person, but I'm just throwing it out there.